Hello, everybody. It's Daryn Wood, and welcome back to another episode of The Gift of Gab. And I'm joined here by my lovely and beautiful best friend, Haugen. Say hello.
Hey, guys.
And today we are going to talk about all the changes made to the Monk class from the 2014 Player's Handbook to the 2024 Player's Handbook. Yes, you're welcome. We did all the hard work for you. We read the books. We put them side by side. So now all you have to do is sit back, relax, and watch this video. Before we even get into it, I'm gonna jump the gun here and say these changes to the monk class are insane. They are truly insane. I didn't know the monk needed to be more powerful, but apparently Wizards of the Coast was like, they are not powerful enough. And they just, out of any class I think we've encountered, It's crazy. It's crazy. So we'll just get into it.
Starting off with a smaller change, they renamed key points to focus points, and you still get them back at a short rest like you usually would, but it clarifies that you no longer have to spend 30 minutes of that short rest meditating in order to get them back.
And now it clarifies in the language, like you can usually use your dex mod for instead of strength when you do your attacks, but now you can use the dex mod for grappling and shoving. So if that was something that was perhaps unclear or up to DM discretion, now it just makes it super clear. If you want to grapple or shove or anything like that, you can use your dex mod instead.
Yeah. A theme in 2024 is that utility and clarification that you're really good at your thing.
Yeah.
So monks, they use dex. They also scaled up the martial arts die. So it used to be a D4 up to a D10. They just changed it to being a D6 to a D12 now.
Yeah, all the leveling is the same. They just get more damage output, which... but guys,
okay, these things add up. Just wait, it's going up.
At first you're like, wow, that's nice. But all of the it's all sunshines and rainbows for the monk class. All they do is get more and more stuff, and then this is just the beginning. So D6 to D12, so that's great. That's great, amongst a lot of great things. Patient defense. So it used to be that you used a key point to be able to dodge. Now it allows you to take the disengage action as a bonus action, and then if you spend a focus point, you can take both the disengage and the dodge as a bonus action. So again, gives you more agility and movement. So one of the things that the 2024 Player's Handbook does that we mention in a lot of videos is that we're seeing a lot of common themes. They want people to be able to move more, have more agility, speed, freedom to move around the battlefield. They want them to be able to teleport. They want people to have a little guy, and they want people to be able to heal. That is a common theme we are seeing introduced into a lot of classes, and monks are the speed and agility class, and they gave their favorite little girlies even more speed and even more agility, even though it's already built into their class. So you're going to be seeing a lot of that. But this is just another speed and agility bonus.
Absolutely. And now we start to get a little crazy. This is at level 2. At level 2, everyone. You get uncanny metabolism. So you regain all focus points each time you roll initiative. Crazy. Additionally, you also get to roll your martial arts die in order to regain hit points. And you can use that once per long rest.
This is crazy.
Wow.
As a level 2 feature. Okay, guys. And we're at level 2, right? So if you're getting your focus points back, you're getting 2 focus points back. That makes sense. But this is going to level up with you. So what? By the time you're level 10, you're getting all of your 8 focus points back. No need for short rest. No need for meditating or whatever. You just get all your focus points back. And your martial die also levels up.
And that starts when you start at level 2.
That's nice. That's really nice. As a monk, very cool. Wonderful. So cool. But man,
they went all in on being like, the thing you're good at, you're so good at it.
You're the best
You're so good at it. You actually are always focused.
Dude.
That's pretty cool, I must say.
Hey, that's super cool.
Wonderful.
But it's just blowing. We keep laughing because obviously we read all of the player's handbook and we've compared every single one of the classes. It seems like a lot of classes were balanced. The goal for the 2024 player's handbook was balancing all of the classes to make them all a little bit more on the same playing field. But some classes were severely nerfed, and some classes like Monk, which were already really powerful, got extra powerful, and we just want to understand why.
Yeah.
You don't understand.
Lots of cool new features, lots of little gifts, but like lots of little gifts.
I don't know. It didn't seem like they were like, okay, like the Ranger, right? The Ranger,
Needed some work.
we all know. No one was like, it was the least popular, one of the more lower popular classes, and didn't have much going for it. They did a lot of work to make Ranger way cooler in the 2024 Player's Handbook. That makes sense. It needed it. Did monks need to be more powerful? Anyways, let's go into level 3. We haven't even cleared level 2 yet. So level 3, deflect missiles is now deflect attacks. So it sounds like what the title is. It was a little bit improved. So it used to be that you could reduce damage from range attacks and then you could return the projectile. Now you can reduce damage from any attack if it's bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. So I think that keeps it to kind of weapon-y based attacks, not magic attacks. And they added an additional thing to make it more powerful. If you reduce the damage to 0, you can expend 1 focus point to redirect the attack. If it was melee, any creature within 5 feet of you, and if it was a ranged attack, you can redirect it to any creature that you can see within 60 feet of you that's not behind total cover. And then they can roll a dex save, and then they will take the same damage type that was supposed to be inflicted onto you. That is equal to 2 rolls of your martial arts die. Like, this is great. This is so cool.
That's wonderful.
Deflect missiles was already really sick.
Yeah, catching missiles or projectiles was pretty cool. But why not make it more cool?
I do get this one because it's something that we're seeing that you'll hear us say in every video, that they're taking a lot of features that were limited to hyper-specific situations. It had to be a range attack coming towards you. So anything that has a hyper-specific situation, then they amended it to have a more general use to perhaps encourage people to use it more often. This can be both for good or bad. I think some of the times it makes it more boring and more bland, and sometimes it takes a very complicated feature and makes it have way more utility. This is one of those things I understand making it more generic is generally a good thing because you want to be able to reduce damage from any attack. But God, catching arrows was so sick. Well, I guess you are still technically catching the
You're just like catching, turning, and throwing.
Yeah, you're like
I guess you're not just like grabbing it and being like,
I guess
what?
Thematically, you're still catching the projectile because you are still redirecting the attack. So it's still functionally the same. If I played a monk, I would still say I'm catching that bitch. Like this. But yeah, no. It was already a super cool feature, but you know what would make it even cooler? Making it more powerful.
Yeah. Well, if you thought we were done, we're not. So Stunning Strike. Stunning Strike is another thing monks are super known for.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. They made it more cool.
Guys,
They made it more cool.
guys, I feel like Stunning Strike is contentious. Like, people have their gripes about Stunning Strike. You know what I mean? It's a thing that monks are known for. It's a thing that monks are known for, but it also sucks to be hit by a Stunning Strike. And so because of that, it can be very contentious. But please, go on. How is it improved?
You're going to have to gripe a little bit more because now you can stun with either a weapon attack or an unarmed strike. And on a successful save, so usually if a creature saves, it's not stunned, the end. But now, if they save, the target's speed is halved until the start of your next turn, and the next attack roll made against the target before then has advantage. So don't worry. If you weren't able to stun them,
Am I crazy?
you still get a little gift.
Did Stunning Strike need to be improved?
I mean, what if you were really nervous about those beloved focus points that you only have to wait until the next initiative roll to get back?
Guys, I'm like, I feel like a hater right now because I'm like, this is ridiculous and I should be celebrating how cool this is. But I'm okay. I would understand being like, oh, it used to specify it has to be a weapon attack. You're a monk. Of course you can do an unarmed attack and still stunning strike. Duh, that's obvious to me. But making it a basically an always hit, because even if you
always do something,
you still have someone.
If they're not stunned, okay, so your whole party doesn't get advantage, but the next person gets advantage. So is
this OP or is this balanced?
It's a baby stun?
Because I can't.
It's certainly OP.
Well, because Vicious Mockery is a cantrip, and that gets disadvantage for the next attack.
If it works.
If it
works, and it's a D4 of damage. So this is a full-on, the next person gets advantage.
But that's a disadvantage on the attack. Or I forget what it is, but it's still an advantage mechanic or whatever, and it's a cantrip. Mm-hmm. So is this...
I'd say it's OP.
This feels crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because I already feel like, okay, in our home campaign, one of our players is a monk, and Stunning Strike just like fucked shit up.
Stunning Strike is a game changer.
Yeah, and it ruins our DM's time a lot.
Oh yeah,
a lot. Because you can guess we are like Stunning Strike. Oh, silver barbs. Oh, disadvantage. Oh, levitate. Like we're doing everything we can to make sure this person gets hit by a Stunning Strike. Mm-hmm. Can't do anything, and we do it constantly, all the time. We never stop doing Stunning Strike. This is crazy. Did it need to be? The improvements obviously are very cool. They're very cool. I just feel like I'm going crazy.
Yeah. I wonder if legendary resistance, because Stunning Strike is another thing that DMs will very often, in order to not be stunned, they'll burn legendary resistances for those bad guys. I wonder would legendary resistance shrug off the second-hand effect of it?
I don't think so. Because it says even if it fails, it still happens.
The speed reduction as well as the
I don't think
singular advantage.
Because it still says if it fails, it still takes.
It's so cool. It's so cool. I'm not mad about it. I think this is great. I now have main character syndrome, and I need to play a monk forever.
We have to move on. We have to move on. Like I'm like, part of me is just crazy because I usually play paladins, so I'm like, you punish paladins so much, but they get an improved. Whatever. Okay, we have to move on. Level 6 is just a small change. It used to be that your unarmed attacks then became magical attacks. Now it's either normal damage type or force damage. We see this a lot in the 2024 Player's Handbook. We saw it with druids. Any kind of class feature that allows your attack to then be a magical attack, magical weapon attack, has kind of been removed, which makes me wonder if they're removing the requirement for magic weapons or magical attacks in order to hit certain kind of armors or bad guys or whatever. I think this is something across the board they're just getting rid of. So now they're like, it can be force damage, which we also have encountered a lot of classes that will say resistance to everything except force. Mm-hmm. Is this for monks? So is it just for the monks?
So monks can always hit you.
They're even changing the other classes to make it easier.
Just to make monks more powerful. Thank goodness, because they barely got anything else.
Who on the coast loves monks? Anyways, we gotta move on.
So restoration and stillness of mind were combined and changed a little bit. So it used to be at level 7, you could end one effect on yourself that was causing you to be charmed or frightened. Mm-hmm. And then at level 10, you were immune to poison and disease. Mm. They switched it up a little bit. Now at level 10, you are not immune to poison and disease, but you can go without food and water without gaining any levels of exhaustion, as well as you're able to end a condition. You can remove charmed, frightened, or poisoned.
That seems fair. Yeah, it's
a fine change.
That's a normal change, yeah, instead of being immune. You know what? I think they also removed a lot of the immunity to poison disease from other classes too. That seems to be something they've also kind of blanket taken away for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. But yeah, normal. Seems like a normal change. And then at level 10, all of your focus point abilities improve.
Thank goodness.
Were
they going to get something? I mean, give the monks a break. Wow. When are you going to tell me about a pro?
because usually, all right, most other class had everything improves, but it's just, you guys can tell me if I'm being a little shit about this, but anyways, going on.
We think it's really cool.
We think it's
really cool.
So at level 10, your flurry of blows, get 3 unarmed strikes instead of 2. And now with patient defense, if you use a focus point, meaning you use the focus point to do the disengage and dash at the same time, you now get to roll 2 martial arts die for temp HP. Because we always need more.
Because that wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. We always need more temp HP. And then for Step of the Wind, you can now bring someone with you if they are within 5 feet of you. And they don't provoke any opportunity attacks if you do so.
That's a common theme.
Yeah.
Lots of classes, not just monks. We're seeing a lot of classes and subclasses are getting that mobility.
Yeah.
A lot of them are getting to bring friends with them.
Yeah.
So that's common.
Yeah.
At level 13, you can now deflect damage of any type. Any type of damage you can deflect. Thank goodness. Thanks.
So if you guys remembered, it used to be only piercing, slashing, or bludgeoning.
Now it's any. At level 13, you gotta wait. You gotta wait for some cool stuff.
Sorry, all I could do is laugh. That's so crazy.
It's so
That's
good.
so good.
Everything has been really good. There hasn't been a single nerfing so far.
If I was a monk, I'd be like, la da da la da 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 da, skipping down the street. Okay. And then moving on to level 15, Timeless Body was removed. So this was just a feature that basically said you didn't suffer the effects of old age. You could still die of old age, but you just wouldn't be all frail and stuff. And that you no longer needed any food and water. Now it's been changed to a more mechanical feature. So when you roll initiative and you don't use Uncanny Metabolism to regain your focus points and get the hit points from your martial arts die, if you had 3 or fewer focus points when you roll the initiative, you can still regain the expended focus points up to 4 focus points. So
You always will have focus points on deck.
So
That's your thing. They were like, Monk's thing is focus points. So make sure they're always on hand, because you never know if you need to stun.
So if you if Uncanny Metabolism's not enough, don't worry. You can still regain.
Have no fear. You will probably never be without focus points for very long, if ever.
Hey. It's something that we bring up in every single video, but the 2024 Player's Handbook has made a huge effort to make sure that whatever your class feature is, you can do it. And they have expanded on all the features, beefed them up, made them cooler, gave them more utility, so you can utilize the class feature that is specific to you. For bards, your inspiration. For barbarians, for your rage. For monks, it's your key points. And, yes, I guess to do all the cool monk stuff, you have to do the focus points. So I guess they just really, really wanted them to have focus points. But it's like, where's the same love, but for things like running out of spell slots?
Yeah, remember how they said that druids can no longer have all this extra HP from their wild shape beasts, and in Circle of the Moon druid, you also can't turn into an elemental, which I'm maybe a little bit butthurt about.
Yeah, and also you can't do, well, you can later on on a druid. You used to be able to do a short rest to regain some of your spells, but that's been moved up to a level 6.
Monks, you get key points raining from the sky.
God forbid.
More.
God forbid anyone get more spell slots. But monks, you can have as many fucking key points as you want. You will never go without my sweet, sweet baby girl.
That uncanny metabolism.
So
at level 18, they did change it up a little bit. So you used to need to spend 4 focus points to become invisible, as well as gain resistance to all damage types except for force, and get a free casting of the astral projection spell for 1 minute. So the change is now it's only 3 focus points, but all you get is the resistance to all damage. You no longer get the astral projection spell or the invisibility. So,
except force. You still don't get resistance to force, but you still get resistance to all the other damages. But
our first nerf?
Hey, guys.
Question mark?
Our first nerf for the monks. A rare nerf. A rare.
First, and not too heavily
honestly,
nerfed.
a tiny nerf. The tiniest of nerfs.
A little nerf. No astral projection, no invisibility. That is... a nerf.
You know, I would feel bad for them, but they have so much, so I can't even shed a tear. I'm so sorry. I can't shed a tear. You're gonna be fine.
Monks are so
You're
cool.
gonna be fine. And then lastly, for the generic monk class changes, it used to be at level 20 if you had 0 points when you rolled initiative, you got 4. They kind of took care of that in one of the previous features. Now it increases your dexterity and wisdom scores by 4 with a max of 25, making monks one of the only classes that get to do this. Barbarian gets to do this as well with their con and strength, I think, but solid level 20.
That's a level 20.
Yeah, solid
That's
level
a good level
20
20
martial class feature. It's crazy to think of a monk with all these abilities and also having a level
and also
having a
25 dex. 25 dexterity. Those guys are hard to pin down.
This is so crazy. This is so crazy.
Well, I mean, they already run on walls and the ceiling. I guess it feels appropriate to have a dexterity of 25 for all the crazy shit that they're doing.
And guys, it doesn't stop there because there also are a lot of changes to the monk subclasses. So let's just get right into it. So going into the monk subclass changes, starting off with the Warrior of Mercy, they brought it over from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. It made it official in the player's handbook. Everything is the same. So no changes to go over. They just wanted it in that sweet, sweet official player's handbook. So let's move on to the Warrior of Shadows. Oh, also, if you're confused, all of the things used to be way of, and now they're warrior of.
So starting at level 3, you get Shadow Arts. It used to be 2 points in order to get Darkness, Dark Vision, Pass Without Trace, Silence, and gain the Minor Illusion cantrip. Now it's only 1 focus point, and you get Darkness. You're also able to move that around.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool. You do get Dark Vision and Minor Illusion automatically, but you no longer get Silence or Pass Without Trace. Also, with Dark Vision, if you already have Dark Vision, it does extend it by 60 feet.
That's cool.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like Pass Without Trace a
I know.
lot.
I'm like that would be because nobody gets Pass Without Trace. Rangers and druids. Are those the only people who get it?
I think so.
I think so. Fact check me. But it's one of those spells that's not available to most people. So getting Pass Without Trace is,
and that's a huge party buff.
Pretty cool. But maybe they're like, hey, hold on. A rare nerf, you guys. A rare nerf. No more Silence. No more Pass Without Trace. Whatever.
I think it is really cool that you can move your Darkness.
Yeah, I do like that.
That's a really neat addition.
At level 11, your Shadow Step improves. This is something that you get at an earlier level. I think it's like level 6, which allows you to teleport in like dim light and darkness and stuff. So at level 11, you are then able to spend a focus point to remove that dim light and darkness requirement that you need to teleport. Like we mentioned earlier,
More movement.
They really want people teleporting around that battlefield for some reason. So this is just another one of those things where they're like, you can teleport, get over there.
Yeah, everyone seems to get a version of Misty Step or a half speed and no opportunity attacks.
Every single person.
Movement buff. Also, they moved Cloak of Shadows. It used to be a level 11 feature, and now it's level 17, which is gonna feel appropriate. So at level 11, you used to be able to go invisible while you were in dim or darkness. And now you spend 3 focus points, you go invisible, and you go partially incorporeal, which is insane. So you can move through occupied spaces like it's difficult terrain. If you end your turn inside something, you get pushed back to the unoccupied space that you're in. And
okay, sorry. Oh, not
wait, there's more. You get a free use of Flurry of Blows.
I actually think it's free Flurry of Blows the entire time it's active because it's active for 1 minute.
Yeah. So you don't even have to use any more of your precious focus point
Your precious
resource.
focus points that you don't get enough of and that you will never
barely
get
have
back.
any of. You, for the entire minute of being incorporeal and invisible, you're going to just be bop, 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 bop. Without any additional use of focus points.
Am I crazy?
That's pretty insane.
This is insane. It doesn't say, so someone in the comments, please let me know, because it does not specify. I wonder if you can move through people, because it says you can move through occupied spaces like it's difficult terrain. I'm guessing, whatever, half move and all that jazz. But is that anything? Walls, people.
Yeah, that's...
Whatever. This is just... Are we coming off like haters?
I don't hate this. I actually really love this. So if you think that we're laughing so much because we don't like it, I like this a lot. I am enjoying this. I think this is wild.
I'm laughing so much because I actually haven't play tested any of this.
Yeah.
So I've never utilized any of these monk improvements, and just from the paper, it seems like a lot. But hey, level 17, they did remove something. Another rare nerf. They removed the opportunist feature.
Okay, that was like Sentinel.
Yeah, it's literally just Sentinel being able to return attack. Oh
no!
I'm doing flurry of blows. That's giving me extra attacks. I can't do one more.
Wait for a minute. That's literally like 10 rounds of combat. That you're just incorporeal and potentially invisible.
That's the entire round of combat.
And not needing to spend your key points on flurry of blows.
What I'm taking away from this video
focus points.
What I'm taking away from this video is be a monk.
Yeah. Why? My question is, why are any of you not playing a monk?
Yeah.
Why would you play anything else?
Yeah.
D&D, oops, all monks.
Do you want to live forever? Do you want to never run out of your features?
Yeah.
Do you want to...
Rations? Who needs those?
All right, moving on to the next subclass, Warrior of Elements. This used to be Way of the Four Elements. Now it's Warrior of the Elements. There's a lot of changes made to this subclass. It's actually completely different. So it used to be a way for monks as a martial class to then cast spells, kind of like Eldritch Knights or Arcane Tricksters. But you would use your key points basically like spell slots. So you were spending key points the way you would spend spell slots, but it was also kind of complicated because then you would use your key points to spend them on these key features that were just the spells with different names. Like there's an example of it's like you would use your key points to do Fist of the Four Thunders. It was Thunderwave. They renamed it all. It was very confusing. You also got Elemental Attunement, which just gave you minor control over elements, Shape Flames, Move Water, all that kind of stuff. So it was just kind of a complicated magic class that gave all these different names and features, but ultimately you spent your key points, like you spent spell slots. It was whatever.
Yeah, now they changed it so it is just a normal subclass with elemental flavored features. So at level 3, you have Elemental Attunement. You're able to spend one of your focus points to gain an effect for 10 minutes. So you can extend your reach by 10 feet and change your damage type to acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. You can also provoke a strength save for pushing or pulling a creature.
Yeah, all of these features are basically going to deal with some form of acid, cold, fire. All the elemental damage is basically what this entire subclass is built around. Although there is a new cantrip. So at level 3, you gain the Elementalism cantrip. And it's just a basic minor control over all the different elements. I won't go into describing every single one, but you can cause a strong breeze. You can create a harmless fire that lights an area or lights candles and torches, but you can't do any damage with it. You can create mist or a cup of clean water. You can sculpt elements like dirt into a crude shape to look like something. And you can also like summon dirt or sand that you can write messages into. So very cantrippy level things with just elemental flavored.
Yeah, it's like prestidigitation, but elemental flavored.
Yes, exactly. It's a cool cantrip. I do actually really like it. This is way better than trying to do the one-to-one comparison of key to spell slots. So, and it's a great cantrip. Super cool.
At level 6, you get Elemental Burst. So you would spend 2 focus points to explode energy out 20 feet in a sphere, and you would roll your martial arts damage die for that and against their dex save.
Yeah, and it has a 120-foot range. And interestingly enough, this is basically giving monks an area of effect spell, which is so rare outside of wizards. That's not true. Or is it? Because druids got one in 2024.
Rangers have some.
And didn't barbarians get one too?
Oh, barbarians did get something, but I don't remember what theirs is.
Rolling it back, though, I feel like back in the day, wizards were kind of the only class that got any kind of real area of effect damage. So it is interesting spreading that out amongst the classes, and that's cool. That's really cool. Being able to do area of effect is so important and makes you feel like you're contributing so much to a battle. Honestly, the elemental subclass, or the warrior of elements subclass for monks, has like really cool, interesting features to it. And that's great.
Yeah, that's great, especially level 6.
Yeah. And then at level 11, you get a flying or swimming speed. Great.
Also, you can fly at level 11. How many DMs are going to love that?
But haven't you noticed they've given a lot of people flying and swimming speeds in their class features? Earlier on, and as a part of the class feature, you no longer have to seek it out through
your species, race.
Yeah. I wonder why. Well, sorry, DMs. Everyone's flying around in 2024 Player's Handbook. Nothing you do to stop that. And then the last big change for the Warrior of Elements at level 17, that elemental attunement that you get at level 3 that gives you some features, that improves and you get more stuff. Lots of stuff, honestly. You get to choose a resistance to an elemental damage type on each of your turns. Crazy.
Wow.
You can also, when you use Step of the Wind, your speed increases 20 feet, and once per turn, any creature that enters your space within 5 feet of you, you can roll your martial arts die to deal an elemental damage type to them as well. And then you can also deal extra damage on your unarmed strikes once per turn. It's 1 martial arts die of the same damage type. So a lot of stuff.
More goodies.
More goodies. And also still martially focused, which seems appropriate.
Yeah.
For level 17.
And
that's
gives
fine.
some elemental flavor, like the doing damage to a creature that enters your range. It's kind of like polearm, but elemental flavor for monks.
Yeah, I like it. So moving on to our last subclass here, the Warrior of the Open Hand. And we're starting off Warrior of the Open Hand with a rare nerf. Whoa, guys, it's a rare nerf. It is a rare nerf. The open hand techniques used to be able to cause a target to not have any reactions. Now it's just they can have no opportunity attacks. So.
Okay.
I hope you guys will all be okay with that small, tiny, rare nerf.
What are monks even good for?
What are they going to do?
What can they even do? Wow. Can't remove an enemy's reaction.
Just their opportunity attacks. Dang.
Wow. That's such a common theme, is removing opportunity attacks from your enemies.
Yeah. And I guess this one is also maybe... because it was a lower level, so trying to make it clearer that you can't keep them from doing counterspell. Or
you also already have stun. In case you forgot. A neat, lesser known thing that monks can do. Yeah. Maybe you didn't know. But you can stun creatures.
But yeah, you're right. And this is all in the same agility thread, just allowing people to move around, opportunity tags, yada, 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 that same old song and dance we've been saying the entire time.
So then at level 6, they changed wholeness of body a little bit. It used to be a bonus action, and you could heal 3 times your monk level once per long rest. They changed it a little bit, a little baby nerf. Now it's still bonus action, but you roll your martial arts die and add your wisdom modifier. And you're able to do this a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier. So more frequent healing, just smaller amounts.
Yeah, but then the uses do regain in a short rest, so then it's like...
Yeah, so lots of uses. Just maybe not even a nerf. Just a different method.
Yeah, sure. Because why not?
Yeah.
Because HP and focus points. Level 11... it used to be you got the benefits of the Sanctuary spell every long rest until your next long rest. You kind of just like always had it active. Now it's when you take a bonus action other than Step of the Wind, you can also use Step of the Wind immediately after that bonus action. So it's just letting you use Step of the Wind always, which that's pretty cool.
That's
I guess.
fantastic.
That's great. That's
And,
wonderful.
You know, PHB 2024 is all about that movement.
Yeah.
So-
Movement. You heard it here for the 100th billion time in this video.
Yeah.
But sorry we keep talking about it. It's just monks are literally the movement and agility class. And
Yeah.
so they're
so
just...
of course they're going to also, have a little bit more free range with their movement.
All right. So lastly, level 17. Some changes made to good old quivering palm. So I don't know if you guys knew, but monks had basically a one-shot kill ability. It was wild. I'm just going to read it for you. It was basically you spent 3 key points, and if you hit a target, you would mark them with these vibrations in their body, and that could last for a number of days equal to your monk level, which at that point, when you're level 20, it's weeks. Several weeks. It can last up to several weeks. And then as long as they were on the same plane of existence, you could end the vibrations, and they would either drop to 0 hit points if they failed their constitution save, and if they succeeded, they would still take 10d10 of necrotic damage, which is an insane feature.
Could you imagine you're just at home drinking tea, looking outside, listening to the birds, and boom,
a monk hit you 2 weeks ago and you die?
Yeah.
And you die. And I want to say that they nerfed it, but honestly, like, it's really not that big of a nerf. Okay, so now it's 4 points instead of 3. Oh God, because you know how precious. You know how precious those precious focus points are.
You hardly ever get them
Hardly
back.
ever get them back. It's basically the same setup. You hit someone, you mark them with the vibrations. They go off and do their thing. Mm-hmm. It can last as long as your monk level. Same plane of existence, but now on a failed save, it's 10d12 force damage and then half on a success. So,
wow. That's still huge damage. Or like, I mean, huge. Some monk gave you a pat on the back 4 days ago.
And it's like, it doesn't drop them to 0 HP, but it does.
Yeah, that's so sneaky. That is such a flavorful ability to use.
It's a great ability.
Wow.
It's so cool.
That's really cool.
We like to lament on this show and in these videos specifically about, oh, wait, the anecdote I was about to make was in regards to a level 20 feature. This isn't even a level 20 feature. It's a level 17 feature.
Now that's a level 20. Oh, 17.
Never mind. But we always lament that a lot of the level 20 features can be super lame and that some level 20 features really, really rule. But also, I forgot that monks at level 20 get to beat 25 wisdom and dex. So before they get to that, at level 17, they get to...
Well, now they don't get to, like, auto kill. Just, like, auto fuck your shit up.
It's
Sneaky.
An insane feature.
It's really cool.
It's an insane feature. And
they, like, pretended to nerf it, but still were like,
that's still crazy.
It's so cool.
It's like barely a nerf. Oh, so they don't get to die?
Yeah.
So they don't get to die, but they do get to like take, because I mean, who has 120 hit? It could be 120 hit points.
Yeah.
It could also be 12.
Yeah, that's true. It could also be 12. Or half of 12.
It could also be, okay, it could be 6. Or it could be 120. So, okay, it is a nerf. It's a big old nerf, but you'll be fine. But it's still a rad feature. It's a rad feature for sure. But...
Wow. Monks, everybody.
Isn't it crazy?
That was just such an insane class. So many little goodies that monks get. Wow. Just wow. I feel good about this. I feel
I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, I am kicking myself for not playing monks more. Although, I will say one of the things about monks prior to the 2024 Player's Handbook is they did get stagnant after a little while because they didn't have as many class features and stuff. Sometimes once you got to like level 5, 7, there was a plateau. You got really cool stuff in the beginning levels, plateaued a little bit, and then it got really cool again in later levels. So I think this bridges that gap a little bit.
Okay, just keeps it cool.
Keeps it pushing, keeps it having stuff to look forward to. But now with these changes, Say hello to your new monk in every campaign. It's crazy.
And I mean, thank goodness they did something about those focus points because,
Yeah.
I mean, monks only get like 4 attacks a turn.
Yeah.
So they were.
And they only
What did
got
they
him back
even do?
every 30 minutes. And now. All right, that's enough, guys. That's it for the monk class changes. If you like this video, we are doing one for every single class. So please check that out if you like it. Show us some love. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.